Am I the asshole for breaking up with my fiancée because she went to her ex's birthday party? I, 27M, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, 26F, for 6 years, and we officially got engaged last month. Our relationship was pretty great, but the only argument we occasionally had was her friendship with her ex, 27M. They were friends from childhood, and they even dated for a few years. I was never comfortable with how close they were, and she even considered him her best friend, which was really irritating because I was her boyfriend, and I was supposed to be her best friend. But I did not want to be controlling or control her friendships, so I never got her in way. But I did voice my displeasure. Her ex's birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and he only invited her and not me, and she really wanted to go. I was extremely unhappy and even voiced my concerns about it, but she told me she really wanted to be there at the party and promised me that she would treat when she came back home. She also promised me that this was the last time she was ever going to hang out with him out of respect for my relationship, and especially since we were engaged. She promised she would slowly cut off friendship after that night. Well, at this point, I was extremely deflated and told her sure, but to come back home early. She was extremely happy when she came back home from the birthday party a few hours later and even initiated sex, but I rejected it because I wasn't feeling great. Over the next week, we barely spoke even though my fiancée made a lot of attempts to communicate and apologize. She promised me she would no longer be friends with him, and she apologized for going to the birthday party. By Sunday, I had made my decision after consulting with one of my close friends, 26M, and my two sisters, 25F, 29F. All three of them said she had disrespected me way too much, and that I had to call it off before I actually married her. I informed my fiancée of my decision, and she immediately broke down in tears and kept apologizing. It did hurt me a lot when I saw her crying like that. I told her the truth, that I hadn't felt respected in the relationship, and I just could not see myself marrying a person who had disrespected me so much throughout my entire relationship. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my fiancée because she went to her ex's birthday party? Update: it has been a week since I broke up with my fiancée. After I informed her of my decision, she packed everything up and moved out the next day. A few people in the comments were curious what she was up to, so I reached out to one of our mutual friends and asked her what she was up to and if she was doing fine. So unfortunately, she is not doing so great. She moved back in with her parents, and her parents are blaming her for everything that happened because they really like me, and she has also been a complete shell of herself. That's what my mutual friend said. So now I'm feeling extremely guilty. This is not what I intended to happen when I broke up with her. I asked a mutual friend if a sit down with my ex would be beneficial to her, and the mutual friend said that would really help my ex. I've called my ex's mom and told her it's not her daughter's fault, and that I was going through some internal things and I wasn't ready for marriage. I later called my ex and asked her if she wanted to meet up this weekend, and she was really happy about it. Her voice, however, sounded really hoarse. I did not feel too great about it. So we're going to meet up this weekend, and I am going to explain that it wasn't her fault, and that I was going through some internal demons, and that we just weren't meant to be together. I am going to explain to her that she had no fault in this whatsoever. I hope that relieves her of her guilt, and that she gets back to normal soon. Update 2. So this is my final update in all likelihood. I met up with my ex yesterday at a coffee shop, and we talked for a long time. I wanted to meet her yesterday rather than the weekend, and she wanted to too. I explained to her why our relationship fell apart. I explained to her it was my insecurities which were my demons, and that she deserved someone better than me. I explained to her that she did nothing wrong in our relationship. She did not disrespect me at all, and that the breakup was my fault, and to please not be so hard on herself. She asked if we could still remain friends or get back together after some time. She said even if we would not get back together in the future as partners, she really valued my friendship and still wanted to remain friends with me. I did not expect her to ask me that, and at this point I realized that I had handled this entire thing horribly. So I told her upfront that it was better to just cut off contact and make a clean break rather than let feelings fester. She cried again really badly after that, and I was feeling horrible. This was affecting her mental health, and I was really worried about her. So I backtracked and told her sure, we could remain friends, and that I really valued her friendship too. I just misunderstood what she had asked. She was really happy about that, but asked if she was pressuring me to keep the friendship. I told her no, that I genuinely valued her friendship, and I told her that she did not pressure me at all. I also told her that if she had cut off contact with her best friend, please not to do so, and be friends with him again, because she did not deserve to lose her best friend. But she said she was cutting off her friendship with him, and it had nothing to do with this, but that they were in different phases in life and that she no longer needed to be friends with him. We spoke for an hour or so after that, and she seemed in really positive spirits, and I felt really good after that. So my plan is now to be friends with her till her mental health is back to normal, and then gradually cut off my friendship with her.
My 33M wife, 33F, refuses to move for a job offer, unsure of where to go from here. I am a psych nurse practitioner with 3 years experience and my wife is a nurse. We live in Ohio and make around $200K a year together, $135K and her around $65K. We have 2 kids, 3 and 10 months. I recently got a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity out in Oregon. An old coworker of mine got out there and reached out to me with the offer. The pay is $115/her, $240K/year, up to $40K in bonuses per year, $20K sign-on bonus, $10K relocation bonus, $401K in pension, 6 weeks PTO, no weekends or holidays, and $25K a year towards any student loans I currently have, which is $60K. Nurses out there also make really good money, have better ratios and work conditions, pensions, free healthcare, etc. My wife's income would also more than double. Our household income would more than double, and even with cost of living differences, we would come out significantly ahead of where we are now. The issue is my wife absolutely refuses to move. She said we don't absolutely need the money. Her home is here along with all our friends and family. She doesn't want to move across the country and start over. She wants our kids close to family, and her grandparents may have 10 years left, and she wants to be close to them and see them often. She sees them almost daily. While I do understand where she's coming from, moving will allow us to retire decades earlier, set up our children's future. We will have more time with the kids. We can take more vacations and make memories, and can fly out frequently to see family. She still refused and said she's not moving at all. I suggested moving out there for a couple of years, and she shot that down. I suggested I could fly out there and work, then come home on my days off, but she pointed out that logistically that's not feasible long term. To be honest, she's right. I also don't want to leave my kids for that long. I just don't know what to do. I feel like resentment will fester in the future if I don't take the job of being honest with myself. I'm looking for insight and outside perspectives. Also wanted to add, I asked and remote is not an option. It is on-site only.